Greetings. I'm going to show you the basic operation of the OEX-6. Now, this output expander, you gotta kind of follow the path. On the output expander, it shows you the path. It shows you the whole path. Right? So what I'm going to do is, I've never used this, and I just decided to use it tonight. And I'm going to show you the basic operations. If there's something that I'm doing wrong, let me know. All right, so to my knowledge is we have to route. So we're going to start with this sample. This sample here, we're just going to mute that. Right? All right, so that sample is routed. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tracks. I got 5 of them. But I'm going to utilize aux 1, aux bus 2, and bus 3. Now, you can use it on the ASR 10 or the EPS 16 Plus. The routing is a little different. I think on the ASR 10 they got aux 1, 2, and 3. On here it is only aux 1, and then bus 1 and 2 and 3 and so forth. All right. So we're going to start with the sample, the frequency. The frequency is on track 8. Okay. So we're going to hit edit amp. And it's going to bring me to bus 1. Bus 1 is my main out. The main out. We're not dealing with this yet. We're just dealing with the main out, the left and right. When I hit this key, you see the left and right, the 1 and 2, the 1 and 2 is my main out. I pan them because I like my samples to be panned. All right, so let me just slow down so you can get this. Bus 1. You notice there's no bus 1 on here. There's aux 1, bus 2, and bus 3. It's a little confusing, but if you follow along, you'll get it. No matter what, bus 1 is going to be the main out. So we want the main out. So we're going to solo this track. I'm going to solo it, and I'm going to play it. You see the left and right over there moving? 1 and 2 channel, right? So that's cool. Now we're going to go into this track, which is my kick. We're going to hit edit amp, and we're going to come to bus 2, which is right here. And the colors is gray and red. Bus 2, right? I'm using mono. So when I hit this kick, you see the red one. Is that the red? The gray one is lighting up. The gray one is lighting up because I panned it. If I make this stereo, it's really stereo. But when you pan it, you make it left or right. So let me put this in the middle. I'm gonna put this in at 0. Center, right? Now watch when I hit the kick. Left and right is moving on bus 2. see that? All right. And how I know it's bus 2? Because I'm going to slide over, I'm going to pan over, and it's on bus 2. Bus 2. Same color code, right? So we want it to be, I think I had it to the left. So we want it to come out on the gray, on the mixer, on my mixer, which it is, right? That's the kick. Now the snare, we're going to hit edit, amp, and the snare is panned to the right. Let's see what bus is on. It's on bus 2 as well. But we went to the right. The kick was to the left. Now when we hit the snare, it should show up red. That's right. Red. See the color codes? All right. So now we got the kick and the snare on bus 2. Bus 2. Now we're going to go to the hi-hat. And we're going to hit the hi-hat. And what is that? So we're going to edit, amp. And that's on bus 3, which is bus 3, blue and yellow. Blue and yellow, bus 3. Now, I could make that hi-hat be stereo, but we're going to hit this hi-hat and we're going to see what lights up. All right, hold up. Let me turn this up some. Hold up. Let me see. Hold up. I think it's on the right. No, it's on the left. It's on the left. We're going to turn this up. We're going to turn this down. So it's on my left. All right. So now we're going to go hit. We're going to come out of this, hit edit, and we're going to hit this. And we're going to hit edit amp. And it's on bus 3. And it's panned all the way minus to the left. So that means it's going to show up on what? The blue. I got to probably turn it up a little bit. Let's turn it up some so we can get that so you can see that light. All right, see that light? So that light right now is lighting up on bus 3 to the left because I panned it. Minus is left, positive is right. If I pan this all the way to the right, it's going to show up on the yellow. Watch this. So I'm going to pan it all the way to the right. And then I'm going to hit it. Let me turn this up so y'all can see the signal. See that? Right. Okay. So we got that. Now we want the bass. All right, so let's hit edit, amp, and let's see what's that routed to. That's on aux 1, right here, aux 1. That's the first line, right? Aux 1, bus 2, and bus 3. So we got aux 1. If I hit this, my bass should go to the left. It should show up on my mixer in the orange. So let's see. See the orange lighting up on the mixer? All right. Then we got a sub over here, another bass. That one, this one is still on aux 1. So I'm going to hit edit. I'm going to edit, and then I got two basses. I got this bass, which is 1, and then wave sample 2, right? Let's hit edit, amp, and slide over I pan that to the right. That's why it's showing up on purple. Remember, it's really stereo. To make it mono, you got to pan left, minus, and then plus. So when I hit the key on this bass right here, it's showing up purple. Right? So you peeping that, okay. So now we good. So we got, remember, the sample is stereo. That's my main outs. There's nothing to do with this now. It's just this, my main outs. My left and right main out in mono. Right, you see that? All right. So when I hit the sample, you see the left and right, the white and the black one, channel 1 and 2, is my sample. If I didn't want that sample to be stereo, all I have to do is hit edit, amp, and I would turn this dial right here and I'll minus it. Well, hold up. I'll minus this to the left and watch the channel 1 gonna light up. You see? That's mono to the left. But I like my samples to be stereo. So we're gonna set that to 0. If I want it to be right and it go on the black, watch where it goes at on channel 2. You see that? So we got the main outs, 1 and 2. We got aux 1, stereo, but I pan the left and right. Then we got bus 2, stereo, but I panned it left and right to get the kick and the snare. And then you got bus 3, which is these 2 channels, and I made them mono by using my mixture channels because I got a total of 8. All right, so when you play the beat, so the reason why I'm using my 6-out / 8-out expander is because I'm doing a lot of mixing with my mixer. I haven't used this. I bought this probably about, 8 months ago. And I decided I'm just going to use it because I don't want to just go 2 outs. I want to maximize what I got. So I just followed the path on here. When you buy these, you can buy them like this. If they don't have this on here, you see the routing. It shows you the whole routing. And this is basically the schematics of it. How it moves, how the signal moves. You feel me? All right. So we got that. One thing I forgot to mention. Do never, ever, 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 ever unplug this while your EPS or your ASR 10 is on. Don't ever do that. When you hook this up, make sure your unit is off, plug it up, and then turn it on. Do not extract this from the back because you can fuck this up. And you can possibly fuck up your ASR 10 or EPS. That's one important caution you need to remember. Do not unplug this while the unit is on. Wait till the unit is off. Do not plug this in while the unit is on and then plug it in. Turn the unit off, plug it in, then turn the unit back on. All right. So the beat now, we got the beat. I just did a basic beat just for tutorial purpose. So the beat plays. The beauty of the mixer is it allows me to mix in my EQ and separate my frequencies. Same way like you doing in the DAW. So I'm going to play the beat and then I'm going to start doing some EQing. So you hear the hi-hat is too loud, so we're going to turn down the hi-hat. turn the sample up a little bit. We're gonna turn the sample all the way down. And we're gonna fuck with that kick and that snare. That's the bass. Well, let's just go through each one so you can hear them. So this one is these ones here. Now you hear the kick in there, right? If I don't want that kick to play with the sample, I gotta come in here and hit edit and turn the sample down. I gotta turn it down. So now I won't hear it. And I hear the snare as well. So I'm gonna go to the snare and I'm gonna hit edit and then I'm gonna hit amp and I'm gonna turn the snare down. So now you just hear the sample, right? But what about the hi-hat? You hear the hi-hat too. So I'm gonna come to edit, amp, and then I'm gonna turn the hi-hat down. So now you just hear the sample. So we got that, right? So let's just play the beat. I did that to show you. You got to turn it all the way down in your device, because somewhere along the line it's bleeding somewhere, and I don't know why it's bleeding like that. I noticed that, so I'm just turning it all the way down. So I'm gonna turn the kick back up, and I'm gonna bring the track in. Here's the kick. Pin hard left. Start turning it up. Now listen, what I'm noticing is my kick is to the left speaker. Why is that? Let's figure that out. Because I panned it, right? So let's just bring it up. Let's slide it over and see if we can bring the kick in the other speaker. All right, so we got that there, right? Now it's centered up. So I made it stereo. And then I'm going to bring in the snare. And then here's the snare. And the snare is playing over in the right speaker. So I'm just going to bring this over. I'm going to bring this over. And I'm going to get my snare to play in the middle. Let me turn it up a little bit so you catch that drift. Now remember, I got to bring this up. Okay, oh look, I fucked up, yo. Look, let me go back to the snare. I mean the kick. The kick don't have to be, I don't have to bring it to the center because I got my mixer. So I'm gonna keep that over there. When I turn up the mixer, it's gonna make the kick center. Because I'm in the center, I got it out coming from my mixer. So now it's gonna be center. All right, so now that's center. Let's go back to the kick. The snare, and do the same thing. I shouldn't have did that. So the snare going to get panned to the right. Let me just make sure that's right. Hold up. All right, yeah. The snare going to get panned to the right. So that's good. So now when I bring the snare up. Up, it's going to center it out because I forgot about that. My bad, y'all. So I'm going to bring the snare up. It should be centered. Coming out that speaker. And that speaker. All right? And then the hi-hat, we're going to bring that in, and we're going to turn that up. Let's go hit edit, amp, and turn that hi-hat up. And we pan that all the way to the left. So let's just hit it. And then we're going to turn this up. And we should be centered up. But we clipping. So we clipping right here. So we're going to turn this down some. We clipping. All right? Let's do it again. All right, so now we good. Now let's see what about the bass. The bass, we're going to turn the bass up. And the bass is on aux 1 left. So let's turn that up in the mix. And then we're going to turn the other bass up. Because I got 2 different basses playing in the track. And they centered up mono. So here they are. Right? So you hear that, right? See, that's the bass. So the reason why the mixer is important is because that bass, I got 2 different basses. You see, I'm EQing my bass. Let me play the bass by itself so you can hear this. So look. Right? You hear one bass. So you hear that bass. When you hear the other bass, I could EQ them so they won't clash. So I could turn this down and and then bringing this up. Start bringing this up. You hear that? See, that's the main groove of the bass. With this particular track, I made 2 bass lines. And I just played them the same, and I layered them. But this one gonna have more bottom to it. That's my bottom. And then that way allow me to adjust my EQ. Look. Take some of that low out. That high. Right, so I got that, and then the whole track played. Turning down the sample. I'm adjust the EQ on the sample. Turn that hi-hat down. Hear that? See, I'm not peaking. I'm not peaking. I'm on the money. I'm not peaking. It's very important you watch your meters. I'm not peaking. I'm good. And it sounds pretty good. So all I'll just listen, tweak it. I can add some reverb and all that with the mixer, and I'm good. So if I wanted to take out the bottom of the bass or keep the bottom and take the other bass out, watch what I can do with the mixer. Watch this. bass out. Bring the other bass in, the melody bass. It's like a melody bass. Then bring that bottom back in. See, I'm taking different components out. And that's how you use the Ensoniq OEX-6 output expander, the basics. If I did something wrong, y'all let me know. All right. One thing I gotta say again: do not plug this up while the unit's on. Make sure the unit is off. Then plug this up. When you go to turn this off, turn it off. And then if you don't want to use this, unplug this. Do not try to plug this up while the unit is on. You're going to fuck your shit up, man. All right? Peace.